Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Gems of Knowledge. So in today's video we are going to learn about the chapter coordinate geometry from class 9. Okay, so this is the introduction part and there are 3 more exercises to go with this chapter. We'll learn it one by one in the complete video. Okay, so before starting my video, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell button to get the notification as soon as I post my new videos. So here you can see a graphical part which is shown here. This complete graphical part is nothing but called as Cartesian plane. Okay, and this Cartesian plane is divided into 4 different parts. Okay, so this horizontal line which is passing over here is known as x-axis, and this vertical line which is moving over here is known as y-axis. Okay, now this two, the horizontal line and the vertical line, they meet at a point 0, which is also known as origin. Okay, now this Cartesian lines, this to both the axes, okay, this both the axes will divide this complete Cartesian plane into 4 different parts. Okay, and each part is known as quadrant. So this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. Okay, so we know that this is your x-axis. Now your x-axis only is divided into 2 parts, that is positive x-axis, and this is called as negative x-axis. Similarly, your y-axis, this is your y-axis where this is a positive y-axis and this is a negative y-axis. This part, the right part, is known as x-axis, and this, the left part which is with the minus sign, is known as x dash axis. Similarly here, this is positive y-axis, it is y-axis. Okay, sorry, by mistakenly it became y dash, it is y-axis. Similarly, if it is negative, it is called as y dash axis. Okay, now as you can see, it is having positive and negative part. So your first quadrant, you can see here, this in the first quadrant, this is positive numbers and this is also positive numbers, so you will get both positive. Your x and y both will be positive. Okay, simply to write a coordinate, you need 2 things. One is x-axis and one is y-axis. So here x-axis is positive as well as y-axis is positive. And similarly, in the second quadrant, you can see x-axis is negative, so it will be negative here, and y-axis is positive. Similarly, you can see third quadrant here, which is this x-axis is negative. Okay, so the third quadrant, x-axis is negative, and here also y-axis is negative. So you are having negative, negative, here it is negative, positive, here it is positive, positive, and in the fourth quadrant you are having one positive and one negative. So this is positive and negative. So always remember the x quadrant, whatever the x axis is there, it should be written first and then following up with the y axis. Okay, so this is the basic thing about your coordinate geometry, introduction to your complete chapter. And one more thing, whenever you write the coordinates for 0, means the origin point, it will be nothing but 0 comma 0, because there is no x-axis here and no xy axis at this point. This is completely 0, that is original point. Okay, so the last point where you need to remember this is, this x-axis is also called as abscissa and this y-axis is also called as ordinate. It's not like this part is only called as abscissa. This complete x-axis is called as abscissa and this complete y-axis is known as ordinate. Okay, so this is about the introduction part over here. You need to remember all these points correctly to better understand this chapter. Okay, so let's move on to the exercise here. Okay, so the first question of this exercise is given as, how will you describe the position of a table lamp on your study table to another person? So now you need to make understand to your friend where the table lamp is placed on your table. Okay, so how will you show? So let us go along with the graph sheet only to show it. So what I have done is, I have just considered the first quadrant over here. This is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. I forgot to write an x here. This is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. So on the x-axis I have taken up to 5 numbers, and on the y-axis I have taken up to 6 numbers. No matter whatever you want, you can take it. Whatever number you want, you can take it. I have just shown here 5 comma 5. You can even show 2 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 7 comma 8. Whatever you want, you can show it. Okay. So what I have done is this. Suppose this is a study table and my table lamp is placed at this point. So how will you show? It is just means from x-axis it is at 5 point farther away, and from the y-axis also it is 5 point farther away. Means 1 centimeter will be taken as, sorry, this 1 centimeter will be taken as 1 meter if you want. Okay, this will be 2 meter, this is 3 meter, 4 meter and 5 meter. From y-axis it is 5 meter away, and from x-axis it is 5 meter away, or 5 meter or 5 centimeter, depends on you, whatever you can write. Okay, this is just a graphical representation to show the exact point where your where your table lamp is placed on your study table. Okay, this is just an example. If you want any other points, you can also take. Suppose I have taken 4 and 3. So it means from y-axis it is 3 meter or 3 centimeter farther away, and from x-axis it is 4 meter or 4 centimeter farther away at this point. Okay, if you show this point, it will tell you that it is so and so farther away from this and this axis. Okay, I hope you got it. So we'll move on to the next part. The question is very lengthier. Let me make you understand here. A city has two main roads which cross each other at the center of the city. Now your city is having two main roads, okay, and it crosses each other like this in a plus mark. Okay, these two roads are along the north south direction and east west direction. All the other streets of the city run parallel to these roads and are 200 meter apart. There are 5 streets in each direction. Using 1 centimeter is equals to 200 meter, draw a model of the city on your notebook. Represents the road or street by single lines. So let me show you this. Okay, so here you can see a rough diagram which shows, now these are the two streets which are crossing each other. Okay, two main roads. The city has two main roads which cross each other. Okay, so these are the two main roads, that is x-axis and y-axis, both crossing each other at the center of the city. Center in the sense origin of the city. Okay, now these two roads are along with the north south. Okay, you know that north, south, east and west. So this is along the north south direction and this is along the east west direction. All the streets of the city run parallel to these roads. Okay, so these remaining, the darker lines of the graph shows you all the other cities which are parallel to this x-axis, these, okay, below also, and these lines shows they are running parallel to your y-axis. Okay, and they are 200 meter apart. So from 0 to 1 it is 200 meter apart. Okay, there are 5 streets in each direction. So I have taken here 4 each. Yeah, actually it should be 5 each. Okay, there are 5 streets in each direction. So this is the model of the streets in your notebook. Okay, represented in a single line. Now the continuation part of your question, that is, there are many cross streets in your model. Okay, you have seen just now there are many cross streets in our model. A particular cross street is made up of 2 streets. Okay, each cross street must be made up of 2 streets, one running in the north south direction and other in the east west. Okay, so as the base of our this is north south direction and this is east west direction. Each cross street is refers to in the following manner. Suppose they have given an example. If the second street running in the north south direction one second street, and in the fifth is in the east west direction, and from here the fifth street they are moving in the east west direction, they meet at some crossing, then we will call this cross as 2,5. So let me show you that. It means that if the second route, okay, means this part. Suppose the second north south direction they have told, this is the second north south direction, and the fifth east west direction. This is, see here, north south direction. In the north south direction, the second point, okay, the second point in the north south direction, and the fifth point in the east west direction. So point will be somewhere here. Okay, if this was fifth one, your point will be somewhere here. So your graph will be plotted in this manner. Okay. Now they have told us using this convention, we should find how many cross streets can be referred to as 4, 3 and how many cross streets can be referred to as 3, 4. Okay. Now as you can see, how many cross streets can be referred to as 4, 3. So this is 4. Okay, this is 4 and it is 3. So this is 3. You can see this is 3 because this is x and this is y. X axis it should be at 4 and y axis it will be at 3. Similar way, this is 3, 4 they have given. 3 is on x axis and 4 will be on y axis. So just you have to draw this dotted line to show this complete representation. Okay. So that's all with your exercise 9.1. So now we will quickly move on to the next exercise, that is exercise 9.2. Okay. So here the first question is given as write the answer of each of the following questions. So first one is write the name of horizontal and vertical lines drawn to determine the position of any point in the Cartesian plane. So we know that vertical line is called as x-axis and vertical line means this is the vertical line. Okay, this is the vertical line, it is nothing but y axis, and horizontal line is nothing but x axis. So you may also write here, instead of x axis you may also write here ordinate, and you may also write here abscissa. Y axis or ordinate and here x axis or abscissa. Okay, what is the name of each part of the plane formed by these two lines? So now you know that these are the two lines, x-axis and y-axis. So after they are meeting at a single point, they are divided into 4 different parts. So particularly I have told you each part is called as quadrant. So they are asking us what is the name of each part of the plane formed by these two lines. It is nothing but called as quadrant. Okay. Next, write the name of the point where these two lines intersect. So you can see these two lines intersect at a point which is known as origin. Okay. Okay, now we'll move on to the second question. Look at the figure and write the following. So here few questions have been given and they have given us a particularly figure. This is the figure. We have to go through this figure and we need to write those answers. Okay, so this is a graphical plane where they have shown the x-axis up to 6 and here negative x-axis up to -5 and here positive y-axis up to 6 and negative y-axis up to -5. So you can see some points over here they have shown us. Okay, so we'll see. The first question is the coordinates of B. So you have to write the coordinates in this manner, as you know, in this manner, where one will be x and one will be y. Okay, so let us see coordinates of B. So B is here, it is having on x axis it is having -5 and on y axis it is having +2. So you can write here -5 and 2. Okay, next question is the coordinates of C. So similarly C, you can see it is present here, coordinates of C. So along with the x axis it is having 5 and on y axis it is having -5. So you can write here 5 comma -5. Okay, so next one, the point identify the coordinates -3 -5. See, minus and minus both comes under which quadrant? Minus comes under third quadrant. So you need to search first, second and third quadrant. -3 and -5 they have given. So which is this point? This is nothing but E point. So you need to write it as E. In the bracket you need to write -3 comma -5 or simply E you can write. Okay, next the point identified by the quadrant 2 comma 4. One is plus, one is minus. Okay, so according to you, which is the quadrant? Plus and minus, it is the fourth quadrant. Okay, that is 2 and -4 we'll have G. So we'll write G 2 comma -4. Next, the question is the abscissa of point D. What do you mean by abscissa? Abscissa is nothing but x-axis. So what is the value of x-axis of point D they are asking. Suppose this is the point, okay, the point D is here. So what is the abscissa? Means at x-axis what the point is showing. At x-axis it is having 6. So abscissa of D is 6. Okay, next the ordinate of the point H. Ordinate is nothing but y-axis of H they are asking. Okay, so at the point H, what is the ordinate? Ordinate here is on y-axis, it is nothing but -3. So you are going to write it to be as -3. Next, the coordinate of point L. Coordinate in the sense you need to write it in the XY format. Okay, this is comma x and y format. Coordinates you need to write coordinates of point L. So L is present on y axis. It means your x axis will be 0. What is y axis? It is 5. If your dot is present on these axes, that is x and y axis, it means it is having particularly that axis only and the other axis is 0. Okay, now the coordinate of point M is present on x-axis. It means y-axis is 0 and x-axis is -3. So how you are going to represent it? -3, 0, because this is present on x-axis itself. So x-axis is -3 whereas y-axis will be 0. So this completes second exercise also. We'll quickly move on to the third exercise, 9.3. Okay, so here you can see the next exercise, that is exercise 9.3. The first question is, in which quadrant or on which axis do each of the points -2, 4, 3, -1, -1, 0 and 1, 4 and 1, 2 and -3, -5 lie? So according to the first introduction, I have told you each quadrant is having a particular sign. Okay, so according to that you can identify. First is minus and plus. Minus and plus means it comes under which quadrant? Minus and plus comes under second quadrant. Okay, so we will write here and we will verify. Okay, so it comes under second quadrant, and 3 -1 comes under, 1 is positive, negative, so it comes under the fourth quadrant. Okay, then next is -1, 0. -1, 0. You can see here it is 0. Y-axis is 0. It means this point comes on the particular x-axis only. So we can write it as this comes on x-axis. Okay. Next one is both positive, means it comes in first quadrant. Okay. Then you can see both are negative. It means it comes in the third quadrant. So let us verify this with a graph sheet. Okay, as you can see, a graph paper is shown here. So the first one is -2, 4. As you can see, this is -2 and this is 4. This comes under the second quadrant. Okay, this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant. Okay, then next one you can see 3, -1 is given. So 3, -1 lies on the fourth quadrant. You can see this is 3 and this is -1. It lies on the fourth quadrant. Next they have given -1, 0. So -1, 0. -1 is on x. Okay, -1 is on x. So it comes on this point where I have not shown you. This is the point here and it lies on x axis. Okay. Next is 1, 2. 1, 2, as you can see, this is 1 and this is 2. It lies on the first quadrant. Okay, first quadrant. Then it comes -3, -5. -3, -5. It lies on the third quadrant. Okay. Okay, so the last question of this exercise, that is plot the points x, y given in the following table on the plane, choosing suitable units of the distance on the axis. So this is the question which is given. There they have given you x-axis and y-axis and few points they have given. You need to plot this onto the graph sheet. Okay, taking proper suitable axes. Now this is the graph which I have taken. Okay, so this is the x-axis. X-axis I have drawn up to 4 and negative x-axis also up to -4. This is positive y-axis which is up to 8, because here they have given y-axis must be present up to 8. Okay, and here I have taken it to be as short and simple, that is -5, because we don't need more number of terms here. Okay, So first one they have given, that is minus 2 comma 8. Okay, x is minus 2, x is minus 2 and comma 8. Okay, it comes somewhere like this. Next it comes minus 1 comma 7. So x is minus 1 comma 7, it comes over here. Okay, then next one is 0 comma minus 1.25. so 0 means x-axis is 0, your point must be on y-axis, that is negative y-axis. So roughly I have taken somewhere here, as you can see. Okay, somewhere I have taken after minus 1.25. Okay, after two numbers I have just put a dot over here, that is minus 1.25. Okay, next one is 1 comma 3. So 1 comma 3 will be coming this way, this is 1 and this is 3. Similarly, next one is 3 comma minus 1. Okay, so 3 comma minus 1, this is 3 comma minus 1. Okay, this is 3 comma minus 1. So you need to write the suitable units of the particular distance. So we'll write a scale over here. So scale is x-axis is equals to 1 centimeter is equals to 1 unit, we will write. Okay, then y-axis is equals to 1 centimeter, again we have taken 1 centimeter only and 1 unit itself. Okay, so that's all here. This exercise is completed, as well as the whole chapter coordinate geometry is completed. I hope you have understood with this. If you are having any doubts regarding this, you can comment me down below. So I'll be back soon with the next chapter, that is Heron's formula. So till then, stay tuned and stay connected. Thank you.